With the popularity of crossover SUVs that ride and handle a lot like cars, you might think truck-based utility vehicles are a thing of the past. But the 2015 Nissan Xterra carries on as an SUV in the traditional sense, embodying the adventurous spirit of classic body-on-frame designs. So, let's go ahead and check out this 2015 Nissan Xterra. Now here goes the key fob for the vehicle. You do have remote keyless entry. You have your lock, unlock, and then your panic button right here. Pretty basic looking key fob design here. Now new for the 2015 model year is that the mid-range S trim level adds Bluetooth streaming audio, smartphone app integration, and iPod USB interface, satellite radio, and hands-free text messaging, and a 5-inch color display. Now essentially, this generation of the Nissan Xterra started back in 2005, and since then it has received many updates. And as far as styling goes on the vehicle, it has a very rugged looking appearance since it has a body-on-frame design, but it's very unmistakably Xterra. Now it is a silver exterior color with a full gray cloth interior, full manual driver's seat adjustments. Now stepping on into the vehicle here, it has a pretty high step-in height, which you would expect from a body-on-frame design. And as you can see, the whole interior layout really does look like a body-on-frame SUV. Now coming to your transmission, you have a 5-speed automatic. A rear view camera is optional on the Xterra, but we don't have it here. And I'm going to go ahead and turn on the lights and the hazards too. Automatic driver's side window. And let's go ahead and pop up the hood and check out the engine bay. Halogen headlights. Now under the hood here you have a 4-liter V6. This is your only powertrain available. It produces 261 horses at 5,600 RPM and 281 pound-feet of torque at 4,000 RPM, with 4-wheel drive being optional, with either a 5-speed automatic or a 6-speed manual. Now it does deliver pretty good adequate power and decent towing capability as well. Now trims of the Xterra start at the X model, which starts at $23,660, and then you have the S model, which starts at $25,670. And then the Pro 4X, like how we have here, starts at $30,590. Now competitors of the Xterra are the Jeep Wrangler as well as the Toyota 4Runner. There's not many competitors in this class for a body-on-frame midsize SUV anymore. Like I said, the styling is very unmistakably Xterra. It has pretty much kept the same styling cues since it debuted in its first generation. But overall I love the styling of the Xterra. You have a rear window wiper with the rear window defroster. Now the Xterra also uses a front double wishbone suspension with coil springs. And you also do have a little side step right here if you want to get up to the roof and put something on the roof rack. Of course, you have all of your basic power necessities: power windows, power door locks, and power exterior mirrors. And chrome door handles as well. And let's go ahead and rev it up. Now, as far as the build quality and the materials go inside of this vehicle here, the build quality is okay for the most part. There's not too many panel gaps, but it's not the best either. Now, as far as materials go, compared to the Toyota 4Runner, the 4Runner is going to be much more luxurious and it's going to have better materials, but you don't buy a body-on-frame SUV because of its really good materials. But overall, it has a budget-minded interior design in terms of its build quality and materials. Now, hard touch plastics up here on the dashboard, up on the upper door panel. Armrest is actually nice and soft to the touch. I'll give them that, so that's good in the most important spot. And then down here, it's kind of soft to the touch, but overall, it's a very budget-minded interior. Now, coming to the steering wheel design, you can kind of tell this is a dated Nissan product by the steering wheel design. This is kind of like how they were using in the late 2000s and mid 2000s for their steering wheels. But you do have Bluetooth hands-free calling and then voice recognition as well, and then your steering wheel mounted audio controls, and then cruise control over here. And then you also do have a tilt steering wheel. Now, coming down here, you have a little storage cubby right there and also right here, cup holders. And then coming down to your center console, you have a USB port and a 12-volt power outlet. Center console storage is decent. Now, as far as the seats go, the seats are pretty comfortable. However, they do lack a little bit of side bolstering and its support. Thigh support is actually really good, however. Now, as far as visibility goes, visibility is also pretty good too. Lots of glass area all around. Outward visibility is decent as well. And then there's just a lot of glass area, especially in rearward visibility too. Coming right here, you also do have intermittent windshield wipers. Now, coming to your gauges, these gauges do look a little dated, but you do have your RPM gauge right there and then your speedometer. And then right there, it's going to show you your trip odometer. Now, you also do have your push for four-wheel drive, and then you also do have a dual range transfer case. Now, coming to your AC controls, they're pretty well logically laid out, I have to say. Big knobs and buttons, very easy to read, very simple. You have your fan speeds, temperatures, and your different zones. And your front window defroster and rear window defroster and your recycling mode. Coming up here, you have your manual dimming rearview mirror, sunglass container, interior illumination lighting. Now, coming to your main head unit here, this is not a touchscreen, even though it may look like it. The rendering of it is okay for a base stereo system, but you do have your AM, FM, XM satellite radio, your optical disc drive is up here, CD player, and then your power button and your volume knob, and then your tune and scroll knob, and then your presets are right here, and your aux input. Then you have your iPod integration right there as well. Overall, it's a very easy to use system, very easy to get used to, and very user friendly as well. Now, essentially, the 2015 Xterra's 4-liter V6 engine produces plenty of torque, which is an asset whether you're merging onto the expressway or tackling low-speed off-road obstacles. This isn't the most refined engine on the planet, but to be fair, refinement isn't really what the Xterra is all about, unless you're comparing it to the Wrangler, that is. The available 6-speed manual shifter is a novel feature these days, adding to the Xterra's fun factor for drivers so inclined. The combination of a rugged body-on-frame design, generous ground clearance, a long travel suspension, and the four-wheel drive system's dual-range transfer case guarantees the Xterra's sure-footedness when the pavement ends. When driving on pavement, you'll likely notice that the ride, while reasonably comfortable, isn't as smooth as that of a typical crossover SUV. Likewise, the Xterra lumbers a bit going around tight corners, and its steering is on the slow side. Alright, and let's go ahead and shut down the Xterra. Let's go ahead and check out the rest of the vehicle, including the cargo capacity as well as the rear seat space. Now, materials and build quality do follow through in the rear. Now, if you're looking for a spacious SUV, this isn't probably going to suit you well. This isn't the most spacious SUV. A crossover is probably going to be better if you want a little bit more space. But I'm actually quite surprised you don't even get any mat pockets back here. However, you do have two cup holders at least. No rear center armrest as well. Alright. Now the Xterra does offer a generous amount of cargo capacity. Now the rear seats also do fold down to maximize cargo space. And you do have a little storage cubby on the side right there, as well as right here too. And then you also do have a first aid kit. You also do have a full manual passenger seat. You also do have a little storage cubby right here on the top, and then here's your glove box. At least it's damped. Alright. So the 2015 Nissan Xterra is one of the last truly capable off-road SUVs. It's also a tolerable daily driver, but there are better choices if you don't plan to regularly exploit its ability in the dirt. So remember that this is Cameron Birch from